just like competition, sometimes, well, depending on how the viewer sees it, not everybody will agree to change.
No, not a lot of people agree to change. Sometimes change can be for the good. Sometimes change can be for the better. Change itself is not a bad thing. It is a force of nature. Everything has to change. Now, whether or not these changes are made because they're coming from a right-minded place or not is up for debate. Case in point, the quite possibly one of the dumbest debates I've seen since the Final Fantasy VII remake of Tifa Lockhart's character design.
Oh boy, here we go.
Update design to Lola Bunny in the upcoming sequel to the animated live-action crossover film that defined our childhood aside from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Space Jam.
Oh,
by the
Legacy.
way, we're getting a Space Jam sequel with the other guy, the one
with
that
LeBron
wasn't Shaq.
James.
LeBron James.
James.
If you can't have Kobe Bryant, rest his soul, and you can't have Michael Jordan because he's old, then you go with the next big guy, which is LeBron James.
Now, so far we have seen the actual information they put and the little screenshots. The animation looks good, and apparently there's going to be sections in the real world where the Looney Tunes are going to look like a CG. Now, I got to give them credit. The CG looks pretty good. But the reason why everybody's complaining is the main issue of the fact that and I hesitate to say this, the sexy character of the movie, in this case Lola Bunny, is being changed to be less sexually designed, for like less of an hourglass figure, more of a flat figure. The director has gone on record saying that he wants to make her less sexy and more give the image of a strong female character. Now, this has acquired two senses of ire. The first one comes from the Coomers, who are essentially going, bruh, where's my fat material?
Like,
And
bro,
the other
I
one is
can't
from-
fap to this.
I can't fap to this. Gross. She's all 3D and shit. And the other one comes from the people that are on my side. Because personally, I'm not angry about the fact that she was changed. I'm angry about the reason why she was changed. I don't like the idea that somebody cannot be sexy and strong at the same time. I don't understand that.
Which is hysterical because for anyone who's actually seen or can watch the original Space Jam movie, which the last time I checked it was on Netflix, or did
Please
they
do
pull
if
it
you
down?
haven't. This is fantastic.
They had
film.
it on Netflix, but yes, they pulled it down.
No, I think it's still there.
Nuts.
Maybe. I can always pull it up again, but go on.
Yeah, we'll double check. If any of you have actually watched Space Jam, the original Space Jam, and seen Lola Bunny, number one, she wasn't quite as curvaceous and boobalicious as many people remember. A lot of times when in this discussion, the side-by-side comparison that people are pulling up, when they're pulling Lola Bunny's original design as opposed to what she looks like in the new movie, they're
It's
pulling
fan
up
art,
a
bruh.
fan art where she's got her
Merely.
boobage exaggerated. Her legs are curvier and longer than they actually look. You got to remember, she's a 2 foot tall fucking bunny. Just the same as Bugs Bunny and the original people. Yet, granted, you got Michael Jordan next to him, who's like 9 feet tall, weighs like
he's a
400
fucking
pounds
titan.
of pure lean muscle, and saved the world from Danny DeVito in an ink costume. But
That was Danny DeVito. I keep forgetting that.
but the problem really is that we have this bad like rose tinted glasses thing that Lola Bunny had like 38 double D's, and like she was like Nelly says in Ride With Me, measurements is 36, 25, 34. But that's not even really it. She wasn't quite as curvy as we all remember her to be. And number two, she was already to go to your side here, Angel, because you're here more about the reasoning rather than
Yes.
people getting fappy on it. Is she was already the next most competent basketball player, and she was already a tough cookie on her own while still being a goddamn Looney Tune cartoon. The one thing that we all remember for her is you don't call her doll. Bugs Bunny thought he could call her doll, and she smacked his ass down. She laid him down on the ground.
She certainly did.
Now, here's a fun little detail that I found out. This recent design of Lola Bunny is, ironically enough, very close to her very first design draft of the first movie. Here's something that I found out. Apparently, the first design draft kind of looked like this, but she looked too young. So the director was like, make her sexier because I don't want to make it look like Bugs Bunny's falling in love with a teenager. So,
so you mean to tell me the original design that they had for Lola Bunny is closer to the new design that they're putting out for the
Yes.
new movie now.
And the director was like, no, put some ass and tits in there. We need to make her sexier. So the artist decided to make her sexier and sexier until the final design actually looked like the fan art, but they toned it down from the movie. In the final design, she had like a C cup.
Closer to like a larger B, small C. But then again, this is talking about a 2 foot tall anthropomorphized make believe rabbit.
Yeah.
So in a bizarre twist, we are running it back all the way to the beginning, to the point where the previous director said, "No, bro, that don't look good. Put some hentai in this bitch."
Now this is really funny, and this is really muffed up. Only for me because number one, as a kid who grew up and saw Space Jam at the time, okay, yeah, she was like hottie and all, and she was meant to be Bugs Bunny's girlfriend. But let's not try to mince words here. If you're growing up now and you're using Lola Bunny of all people as fap material, as material to indulge yourself, motherfucker, you got issues. All right,
Bro,
we've got
that ain't
Tinder.
gonna stop nobody.
We
that
have.
ain't gonna stop nobody. You see, remember Zootopia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that just added more fan art in the archives of DeviantArt.
This will literally stop no one. But it doesn't make our complaints any less legit, though. The director clearly does not understand the character if they believe that their only way to make them strong is to remove effeminacy from them, and that's retarded.
That's literally like throttling it back, where they almost go around full circle and go back to making your point, to making her look underage and inappropriate for being in a relationship with Bugs Bunny. What's funny here is she stuck around in canon with the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes years after this.
She was
It
fantastic
wasn't just
on
a
that
one shot. When they did the Looney Tunes Muppet Babies or whatever the fuck it was, they were baby rabbits, and she was a baby rabbit with Bugs Bunny, and they were in diapers. Then they had the Looney Tunes show, which they made it like sort of like sitcom comedies, but with the Looney Tunes, and they had her voiced by none other than Kristen Wiig, who did a good job with voicing Lola Bunny and having her like up the goofy level to match with the rest of the Looney Tunes. So she wasn't just there for.
It worked
like,
pretty well, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What's funny here is that folks thought that she got flanderized into being the psycho girlfriend, the psycho ex-girlfriend, or whatever. Like just the clingy and weird, like attached to your hip, whether you wanted to or not, character that you get from sitcoms. And folks thought that at that time was denigrating to the character and the legacy of Lola Bunny. What legacy? She'd only been around for a couple of years.
These idiots don't know what they're talking about.
Bro, this is her legacy. To be fair, though, the majority of people really did enjoy the new version of herself because she had a bit more character to her, and she got her own episodes focused on everything.
Which is good.
Honestly, the new Looney Tunes show is fantastic. I highly recommend anybody who enjoyed the old one to watch it. It was really good. But yeah, ultimately, it boils down to the same problem. Even if you brush aside the enormous piles of filthy, sick degenerates that exist upon the internet, of which we are a part of.
Of which we are a part of. Let's not kid
At the end
ourselves.
of the day, this feels like an extreme misstep on the idea of a character because it falls into the same old stupid cliche of a woman is not allowed to be sexy while she's strong. Also, what the fuck does it mean to be strong anymore? Physical strength, she's a Looney Tune. Skill, she's already one of the best players in the team. Attitude, she already had a personality. Like, where do they keep going with this idea of strong? Honestly, this strikes me as a fucking publicity stunt, essentially saying, we're gonna make her strong. You know the definition I'm going for, and that's the part that worries me the most. Because when people like this make a character strong, or rather, when they make a female character strong, that's their idea for I'm going to turn this character into an asshole.
Oh my goodness!
And I really hope it doesn't go to that point, because I enjoy Slam Jam. I keep saying Slam Jam is supposed to be Space Jam.
Space Jam.
And I really want to enjoy the second one. But if this is the reasoning they're going for, my expectations are going low already, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. We still really ought to keep our expectations low on this. We have to remember that this is a sequel to a film that came out, 26 years ago?
Oh, yes.
It's not a film. It's an
came
hour
out
and a
in,
half.
1996.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half long meme.
Exactly. It was a gigantic meme that was made for two reasons. Number one, to throw a shitload of money at Michael Jordan.
Yeesh.
And number two, to make a shitload of toys and action figures and merchandise off of the Looney Tunes. Remember, in all of the Space Jam merchandise, we see the Looney Tunes. We see the Monstars, the alien and the toon aliens who are trying to take over the world.
Bad guys this time. The monsters turn good at the end.
But do we see any of that merch with Michael Jordan's face on it at all?
No.
Answer me that.
Because he retired. He went to play baseball, man.
But he's the co-headliner of the movie. It's starring Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny.
Huh.
Shouldn't he be front and center in all that Space Jam merchandise? He ain't. You know why? Because he took his cut on there, basically saying, "I'm making money just by being Michael Jordan here, just being myself.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't need to be in merch. You guys go ahead and make merch with the cartoons. I don't need it."
Honestly, maybe he should have done the smart thing that the original actor of Obi-Wan Kenobi did and just go, "Hey, man, just give me a percentage instead."
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, he had that going on for him.
All right, so
regardless.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I think we can all agree, like, the change of the character itself is not the issue, but the reasoning behind it, as given by the director, that is.
Honestly, I would respect the director more if they just came out ahead and said, "I didn't like the original design." That's it. Like, I would have preferred if he had just told me that, because at least it would be hidden under this thin veil of moral protection. We want to make her stronger, and that has to mean less sexy now?
Yeah, either he didn't like the original design, or he could have just said, "Oh, we're just trying something different."
Yeah, like, we're trying to do something that is more close to the Looney Tunes show instead. Something like that.
Or something like that. Or something that's close to present day. I don't know.
Exactly. Because let's be honest, this is not going to stop the porn. This will never stop the porn.
No, of course
not.
But
at least,
of course not, you horny bastard. Angel is a horny bastard.
Joseph, I'm a horny bastard, but there are limits.
Listen, I may be a horny son of a bitch, but I am a horny son of a bitch with principles and standards, because we are professionals, damn it.
It's those standards and those principles that divides the filth from the connoisseurs like Angel and I.
Whoa, excuse me. Are you singling me out?
Was that anything about you? Are you saying that you're filth?
No, of course
not. Are
not.
you fapping to Lola Bunny? All right, then you got nothing to worry about.
Oh, shut
up. I was singling you.
Reminds me of that.
This is why I win these competitions.
Oh my God.
I know.
Reminds me of this.
Kicking a dead horse, Juan.
It reminds me of this Twitter post I saw, and I swear this post hit me in the heart because I relate to it on a spiritual level. A girl is talking to her boyfriend apparently they were mentioning they were spending their honeymoon on a hotel room, and Space Jam came out on the TV, and she's watching the movie and she goes, "Oh man, I don't even remember this character." And the boyfriend goes, "Oh, that's Lola Bunny. That's the first time she showed up here." And she goes, "Oh wow, I don't even remember her." And then she says, and he looked at me in a way that I never seen before, and he says, "I do."
Wow.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, bruh.
Okay.
This marriage is going to have some issues in the future.
Okay, for any of y'all who are like serious hardcore furry and fap to these animated anthropomorphized animals, number one, as long as you ain't harming any actual animals, then I don't really care what you do. But number two, you can't deny that when it came to characters like Lola Bunny, that was likely your gateway into being a furry.
Yeah.
That so I ain't gonna judge, I ain't gonna say, but you can't deny that was your gateway for it. Some of us can step away from the edge of the abyss.
I will not judge you. Juan will do all the judging for me.
I will do all the judging. You see, some of us have the fortitude to step back from the edge of the abyss, while others simply jump into it, kicking, laughing, and screaming on the way down.
That's bullshit. You're just saying that because you're literally married.
No, I'm saying that because I win every competition.
Mm-hmm. Well, you won married. Stop! Congratulations.
Juan, the dead horse is already buried 6 feet.
I need glue! I'm pounding that horse into glue. Got it?
Oh, so he's taking out his... Oh, so he's talking shit about the furries, but he's pounding horse ass. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
listen, man, I don't care how
this?
much you want to hot glue
I can't
the
make
horse.
glue
right.
by myself. Okay,
Terrible.
I'm an asshole.
Yes, you are.
Now, truthfully, like the funny thing here is my real concern about all this is why the fuck are people so up in arms about the design of a rabbit, of an anthropomorphized make-believe fucking rabbit? It's the same motherfuckers who got up in arms about like Aunt Jemima being racist, so they changed her to being some generic
Nothing.
milk company.
You don't
And
understand.
people throwing-
They changed her to nothing. There's just that logo there now.
There's just a logo and a building. That's all it fucking is.
Oh my
and
God.
people are throwing like, oh, this is the end of civilization. This is cancel culture. They're ruining it. Motherfucker, we got actual human beings being canceled. We got our $2,000
Syria.
stimulus that ain't been thrown out to us yet being canceled. We got that shit being canceled. And you're pissing and moaning about a rabbit. Shut the fuck up. Shut the
Cancel
coffin.
everything. Just cancel all the things. Hilariously enough, this actually has resulted in a surge of fan art, both tasteful and not so much, about the eponymous character, as many artists that I follow on Twitter just decided, you know what? Fine. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing that we could say about the fans that are crying or complaining about Lola Bunny and how she's and how she looks.
That just shows how y'all motherfuckers got plenty of free time for that you could be using on something a lot more productive.
I'm
To be
not
fair,
saying
though, even if they didn't have free time, it wouldn't be able to actually help with any other issues. So we do what we can, bro. We take our licks where we can find them.
pretty much.
Ultimately, it still boils down to the fact that it's not the change that bothers most people, is the reason for the change.
The
There's
reasoning is
just
the-
bullshit going. These are the kind of people that look at Speedy Gonzalez and then look at a Mexican person and tell them that's supposed to be racist. Because guess what? I found a person that did that and they got fucking destroyed.
Okay, like it's the same fucking thing. Every single one of the characters from Looney Tunes can come off as either racist or stupid or insensitive. Number one, Foghorn Leghorn. He's literally Colonel Sanders embodiment. Like he is down south fucking guy.
He's as
I say,
Southern
boy,
as
he
the-
is Southern as fuck.
Yes, he is.
People
Yeah.
will say that
Bro.
that's a fucking bad stereotype. Pepe Le Pew. People will say that he's a freaking sex offender, which, let's be
They
honest,
did.
he is.
Yeah.
But they'll say that that's horrible, offensive to the French. Motherfucker, the French love Pepe Le Pew because he's funny and he doesn't get away with the shit.
Everybody keeps
That's the
forgetting that for the
joke.
sake of comedy. Yeah, that is the joke. It's like the Johnny Bravo effect. The point is not that he's a horn dog. The point is that he's a stupid, hopeless romantic that keeps coming on so strong that it only results in rejection, only for things to be turned on him around at the end. And then he's the one being chased and he doesn't want it because that is called comedy. And the fact that I had to explain it literally makes it less funny. Congratulations, you piece of shit. You made the world slightly less funny because of that. I hope you're happy. Fuck.
the joke,
There is no joke.
I put a deposit down, Bruce. Where's my goddamn electric car?
The only
Genuinely
thing
one
I
of the
could say
best
ab-
jokes I heard of that's
The only thing I
fucking
could say
show.
about the people complaining about it is that I am very, very, very disappointed. Now, personally speaking, I don't mind the change. I mean, changes are going to happen whether we like. I mean, whether we like it or not. It's inevitable. When it comes to movie projects, especially, they're not everything is going to be 100% accurate to the original source material. That
The fact that
being
we're getting
Space
a
Jam.
sequel is already something that we never thought was going to happen. Let's be honest.
Exactly. And changes are expected to happen. And as fans, honestly, I would prefer that we just okay, they changed this. That's fine. That's cool.
Moving on, let's see how the story goes. Is it fun? Will she be funny? Or is she just going to be an annoying character now? Doubtful because they got the original voice actress who gave Lola Bunny her voice to begin with. She's coming back, which is always very nice. And you want to know what would have been a much better and we could sort of half-ass accept as a reasoning for it? You want to know what it is?
Eh.
I want to know if you can argue with this one here, Angel. I want to hear this.
Mhm.
How well would it have worked if the director of the Space Jam sequel said, oh, well, Lola Bunny, she really comes off more as that she was an athlete first. She was made to be an awesome athletic character. Let's give her a little bit more of athletic look to her, but also keep her cartoony. Remember, these are cartoons. So she doesn't have to be too curvy, but she'll still look sporty and she'll still be a fun character. That part isn't changing. We just want them to look like, okay, while Bugs and Daffy Duck are off having their hijinks, she's still at the basketball court doing her thing.
That I can agree with, because that at least would feel more honest than whatever the hell they're doing
It
here.
would have made
Instead
sense,
of-
kinda, right? Because
Yeah,
like one
instead of fishing for fucking brownie points.
Pretty much.
Now people are gonna say that
You-
that imitation of the Tasmanian devil is racist to Tasmanians.
Oh my god! If that ever happens, I will
This
throw
only
my shoe
portrays
at the nearest
Tasmanians
idiot.
as a bunch of hairy, spinning savages that eat everything. And I'm like, yeah, you ever seen a person from Tasmania? They don't look exactly like that, dumbass.
They're idiots, man. Look, yeah, no,
Let
they're
them-
they're a bunch of fucking morons. And I will say this: as far as this is concerned, quite frankly, personally speaking, I don't really care about what the director has to say about the change in Lola Bunny. All right, like, because his reasoning doesn't make any sense, because from the original Space Jam, she was already made to be a strong character, and she wasn't overly sexualized, nor was she
She wasn't overly sexualized. She wasn't overly like overbearing and being aggressive or whatever the fuck, or strong as the people are trying to write it today. No,
Exactly.
She was there to be an athlete, be a romantic foil to Bugs Bunny, and to help them save the world from Danny DeVito and his aliens.
Exactly. She has
I
a
still
spot.
can't
She
get over
has
the
her
fact that it's
spotlight.
fucking
She's in
Danny
addition
DeVito.
to
Holy
a
shit.
much bigger plot to Space Jam, which is the Toons beating the Monstars.
Exactly. Also, once again, if the monsters are not going to be here, who is going to be the antagonist? Because you can't have a sports movie without the enemy team. So what the hell's going on there?
Oh,
I've actually got the premise for the Space Jam sequel.
Yes, please do, because we need to get ourselves away from this goddamn stupid thing with these fans complaining about Lola Bunny, man.
Give me a
Jesus.
second. I'm gonna pull it up over here. Where is it? Space Jam. Space Jam. Here we go. Let me
Like,
just
I'm
pull this up.
infected by their stupidity.
All
Too
right.
bad. Their stupidity carries a good point, so you gotta bring it with you. It's like a bucket full of gasoline. Something bad might happen, but hey, you might need that gasoline, man.
Here's what's up. The premise is already put up on the main Wikipedia page for this, and it reads, and I quote, "When basketball champion and global icon LeBron James and his young son Dom, played by Cedric Joe, who dreams of being a video game developer, are trapped in a virtual space by a rogue algorithm called AIG Rhythm, voiced by Don Cheadle. LeBron must
Of
get them
course we
home
got Don
safe
Cheadle.
by leading Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of notoriously undisciplined Looney Tunes to victory over AIG's digitized champions on the court."
So we're getting
Digitized champions.
digitized champions?
Holy shit, are we fighting Digimon now, guys?
What the fuck? I feel like you just read an entire premise to Looney Tunes crossover to Tron.
Kinda.
I think you just read. You know what you just read to me? You just read to me Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, the plot.
Kinda, yeah, I did. I ain't even mad.
Okay. I'm willing to give this a show. Lord knows I haven't heard anything with Looney Tunes since the show ended, so
Yeah,
I
dude,
wouldn't
I'm
mind
still
checking
gonna
it out.
watch this movie because I want to see how the hell they're gonna do this. Digitized champions.
Okay, so are we gonna find like 3D versions of actual basketball players?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We
man.
don't know.
Maybe they're gonna be like computer simulated NBA stars. You know.